So talking a little bit about how the dying experience has changed. It's been pretty, dramatic how things have changed over the last century with death and dying. So prior to the mid 20th century, people had a life expectancy of about 50 years. And there's a lot of reasons for this. It's not necessarily just that people, only lived to be 50, but there was a lot more, infectious disease that cut people's life short. A lot of women would die in childbirth before, certain hygiene practices were in place. But the experience of the death most often would occur at home with family members serving as the primary caregivers, the home nurses to this person as they go through their end of life experience. And yes, like I mentioned before, the biggest cause of death was infectious disease. But through time, as our medical technology changed and developed, infectious diseases became less of an issue because now we have things like antibiotics that were, kind of miraculous when they were discovered and started being used to treat infectious diseases that, took out millions of people on this planet. So our life expectancy has grown since then dramatically. As we can manage little things that used to take people out very easily. And as we have developed our medical technology, the dying process has also become medicalized in a really interesting way. With progressions in this field, it's almost like there's a philosophy to kind of beat death one of these days, right? We're going to figure out every little issue that's wrong with a person to make it so death never comes. Might not be the most realistic goal, but it's really interesting. But one of the side effects of that sort of happening is that people don't die in their own home as often anymore, because any issue that comes up, well, we have this habit, right? We go to the hospital, we call 911, we go to our doctor, we get fixed up, and we go on our way. So when that same method is used, when somebody is dealing with a chronic disease or dealing with a disease that is going to take their life through its natural course, the model doesn't work in the same way as it does for somebody who is going to recover. A lot more chronic disease we are seeing these days being the cause of a person's death. And something about chronic disease is that it usually takes a long time. It's a big, long process. People can live with multiple chronic conditions for years and years and years these days. So having the support of a team that can help manage that is really very crucial.